Hello folks, this is Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Luxury Microfiber here in Dallas, Texas. I want to go over something with you. I've just released on Christmas Day 4 new products that are branded under Dallas Paint Correction DPC. I want to go over my rinseless wash with you real quickly and let you know some of the advantages of this concentrate that I have put together. What I have here is the DPC rinseless wash concentrate called Revive. This is a rinseless wash. What I have here in front of me is a panel that is trashed. It's been sitting in my driveway for about a month. It's got dirt all over it. It was hit with a sprinkler, not a sprinkler, garden hose. I left the water on it. We probably got water spots, all sorts of dust and dirt on it. I want to show you the kind of the cleaning ability, if you will, of my rinseless wash, DPC Revive. I also have right next to my rinseless wash concentrate bottle a 1 gallon container of distilled water. What I do, folks, if I want to use my rinseless wash as a quick detail spray, a clay lube, a glass cleaner, and even an interior quick detailer, I will take 3 to 4 ounces out of the distilled water container and put 3 to 4 ounces inside that container of distilled water. From there, I have everything that I need as far as a clay lube is concerned, a quick detailer on the outside of the vehicle to pick up light dust, fingerprints, smudges. I also have a glass cleaner, and I have a quick interior detail cleaner that leaves no residue behind on any surfaces, which is really nice. The other thing I have is my SiO2 silica-based spray sealant. I call this DPC Armor. The reason why I have it here in this video is because I want to show you a really cool trick. Not only do we have that gallon of water that we can use for multiple purposes with my rinseless wash, I want to talk about something that I did within my formula to be able to create an amazing gloss enhancer for the paint. Folks, right next to this bottle here, I have a clear bottle to kind of show you what it looks like when you have the finished product. What I do is I take 2 ounces of my SiO2 spray, put it in this bottle. I take 1 ounce of my rinseless wash and put it in this bottle, and then I fill the rest up with distilled water. Folks, this is one of the nicest gloss enhancers I have ever used. Leaves no streaks behind. Yes, it's a low dilution of, or a low concentration of SiO2, but boy, this sucker here can do a lot of things for you. Give you tremendous shining gloss and also provide some really nice slickness on the paint. So I kind of call it my gloss enhancer on steroids. Kind of cool to be able to make these products with these two solutions. There is a marriage between both products, a proprietary agent that allows this marriage to exist. This is part of the formula, and this is the way I wanted it to work. Let me go ahead. What I have in that bucket right there is 1 gallon of distilled water, and I have about a ½ ounce of my rinseless wash in that bucket. I'm going to clean half this hood here. I'll bring you in and take a look at this hood. This hood is trash. It's filthy. It's dirty. We're not cleaning something clean, right? I know a lot of people flip out about that. But let me bring you in and show you on the camera. If we look down, can you guys see all that dirt, dust, grease, grime? Who knows what's on this panel? It's been sitting on my driveway for about a month. There's probably some hard water spots too, because I hit it with a garden hose and then just let the sun bake it with the tap water. But let's see what my rinseless wash solution can do. Of course, there's a lot of defects in this paint, scratches and swirls. No rinseless wash is going to take care of that. But let's see what it does as far as its cleaning ability is concerned. Let me take these 2 products off here in this gallon of water. And then I'll take my bucket down. Inside the bucket, I have 1 gallon of distilled water and about a ½ ounce of my rinseless wash. This to me is pretty dirty. What I'm going to recommend when you're using a rinseless wash with my DPC Revive, I use about a ½ ounce to a gallon of water if I'm going after light soiling on the paint. If the car is moderately soiled, I might use 1 ounce to 1 gallon. If your car is heavily soiled, that's where I back out of the equation, and it's probably best to use free-flowing water, a power washer, or a hose. But let's go in here, just kind of see what my rinseless wash solution can do. I'm a big fan of using it with a microfiber towel. No, not because I use or I own a microfiber towel company, but I just find it very efficient. I'm not a big fan of the sponges, but if you are a fan of sponges and you want to put your wash median back into the bucket. You want to use about 3 gallons of water and about 1 to 2 ounces of my rinseless wash if that's the way you're going to use it. But I'm just going to take my microfiber towel that's been soaking in my rinseless solution, and I'll gently go across this paint. I'm not really overly concerned about scratching it, right? It's pretty much scratched to, boy, I better be careful what I say. My daughter watches my channel, but it's scratched beyond belief. I'll make 2 passes here over this area, gently, softly. Don't want to scratch the paint, even though this is a horrible panel. Now what I'll do is, you notice I'm not going to use a drying aid because I kind of want to prove a point here real quick with you. You can use a drying aid if you want, but I'm going to use it without a drying aid here in this demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and take my junior sucker and just lightly pick up the fluid that is on this paint from the rinseless solution or the rinseless wash. What you'll notice, because there's no protection on this paint whatsoever, you might see some polymer streaking. That's okay. You want to know why? We talk about rinseless washes all the time. We want them to have polymers, lubricating agents, so it makes the contact wash very user-friendly and helps us without scratching the paint. When you dry off my rinseless wash without a drying aid, you'll notice those polymers are still very active during the drying process. I wanted that to be the case so that we had lubrication on the panel during the drying process as well. It's important to have lubrication on both ends of the wash method. Now let me bring you in and take a look at this. Actually, with the junior sucker, I have no fluid. I really don't have any polymer streaking. But if I happen to have some polymer streaking on that panel, I can actually let it sit there and kind of do its own thing. The polymer streaking will kind of resolve itself on its own. But the polymers are very tenacious within my formula. If I actually take a dry microfiber towel right now and run it across the paint gently, I can see that those polymers have stuck to the paint, and there's actually some slickness to this paint even though I have no protection on it. That's pretty cool. Now what I'm going to show you is my gloss enhancer on steroids. 2 ounces of my SiO2 spray and 1 ounce of my rinseless wash in this 16-ounce bottle. Then I fill up the rest with distilled water. What I'm going to do is just kind of enhance the gloss here pretty quick, and then we'll come in and look and see how clean it is and how shiny it is. Sound like fun, guys? So what I'm going to do, even though this has some silica in it, it's very sunlight friendly. It's not going to get finicky on you. No streaks are really going to be present when you go to buff this stuff out. So I'll lightly just spray it on the panel. I don't know what kind of like 4 half sprays right there. I'm going to take my microfiber towel, my smoothie green, my 500 GSM edgeless towel, and I'm going to lightly massage this into the paint. Just make sure I have even distribution across the paint. And then what I'll do is I'll give it about a second to kind of begin to flash on its own, and then I'll lightly go in here and buff. What's really interesting about this stuff is it will leave no streaks behind. And on black paint, boy, that will really show its ugly head. And right now, the surface of this paint, even though we had no protection on it when I first started, is absolutely slick to the touch. I love it. Let me flip over to a dry side here. If I come in here now, this towel just glides across this paint effortlessly. I have no streaks from my kind of gloss enhancer on steroids. It looks amazing. It feels amazing. Sunlight friendly and very easy to buff off. Folks, let me take you in and take a look at that panel. Again, we've got a lot of defects on that panel. We can't remove that with the rinseless wash. But if we look to see how clean the paint is, that's really the most important thing, right? Do rinseless washes actually clean the panel? And if we come over here, look at the other side there. Look at how nasty that is. That is pretty awesome. And then putting my gloss enhancer on steroids on that panel, I'm pretty much ready to go. Let's say I was maintaining this car once a week or once every 2 weeks. I can certainly do this every wash and have a nice protected vehicle. I will tell you right now, let me go ahead and put you back down here, folks. So sorry. And let me adjust the camera. When you're using my gloss enhancer, be careful, that wants to slide off the hood. When you're using my gloss enhancer on steroids, 2 ounces of silica and 1 ounce of my rinseless wash, you want to give it about 45 minutes to an hour and keep it away from water. What's very interesting about silica, it will bond on contact, but there is a curing period of time that exists so that it completely hardens. With the low concentration of silica and the rinseless wash and water in this solution, it takes about 45 minutes before I would let it come in contact with water. That's about its curing time for that particular gloss enhancer on steroids. Folks, I absolutely love it. If I touch this paint right now, it is silky smooth. There was no protection on this paint when I started, and right now it feels like glass, and there's some really nice gloss on a very hammered panel. Folks, I love you all. I hope that helps you out a little bit. This rinseless wash is so effective. You can use it in so many different ways. A clay lube, a quick detail spray. You want to use it as a glass cleaner. You want to use it as a quick interior detailer. That's awesome as well. Then of course making the what I call my detail spray on steroids with the silica spray sealant. It's an amazing product that gives you a lot of versatility. I know there's a lot here to discuss, folks, but that's what it is. It's my DPC Rinseless Wash Concentrate Revive. This stuff here is 16 fluid ounces, and on my website, luxurymicrofiberstore.com, it's about $18 for the 16 ounces. A lot of product, or a little product, goes a long way. I love you so much. I hope that helps you out. I'll talk to you soon.